is always better than the beginning. That's a famous verse in the Bible that says the end of something is always bigger and better than the beginning. And to even amplify that end, we are here to have the Africa Digital Health Network General Assembly. Yesterday, there was one speaker who said that nothing happens in between sessions, right? In between summits. So some of us, we come here, we get excited, we exchange business cards, we promise to send those emails in the next 2 days, but somehow it slips through the cracks, right? I don't know if I'm the only one, but most of us, you find that keeping the momentum after a summit like this can be a bit challenging. And we don't want to meet here again after 1 year to ask ourselves, oh, we forgot to follow up on that engagement that we spoke about. So ADHN becomes that platform where we keep the conversation going. So if you've been energized, if you feel sparked, the only way to keep the fire burning is to join ADHN. And the docket leads will be sharing briefly, the names you see there up, about what each docket is doing in the next 12 months before we meet here again next year. We'll be having a short panel session with each docket lead from academia, from startups, from governments, from public sector, research and academia. And each of you can join one docket so that whatever conversation you started today or in the last 2 days here, you can keep going forward with those conversations through. There is monthly webinars, there is thought leadership pieces, there is Zoom meetings, there is virtual meetups, and many other things that are in store for you. So this network is where we keep the conversation going so that we don't meet again after 1 year and ask ourselves, what have we achieved? So without much further ado, I would like to invite none other than the man we all admire, Mr. John Philbert, who is the chief convener of Africa HealthTech Summit and also the acting chairperson of Africa Digital Health Network. So Mr. JP, please, the floor is yours. So if I can get a roving mic, tech team.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Wow. So it's been an amazing last 2 days. Thank you for sticking around until the last day. I know a little bit of fatigue starts setting in on day 3. So the fact that you've stayed here is a sign of your commitment. It's a sign that you believe in the mission that has gathered us here. And it is a sign that you want to do more. As it was said in several sessions, I think there is one keyword that is trending. Everybody should just grab your phone and tweet about it and send a LinkedIn about it. It's called collaboration. Collaboration, for those who have not yet heard it, it's collaboration that is oriented towards action and results. So, thanks, Wilfred. You just explained it very well. Meeting here is great. We've had a lot of fun, both on this venue, but also outside at the hotel, the people you've met in the lobby, the new friends you've made, the new business deals, the new joint venture partners you've identified, the new possibilities you discovered that we were not aware of. There are people who came here thinking HTS is just one of these small gatherings in digital health of 20 people, 30, but they discovered what HTS is truly about. So, coming together is only one step. How do we carry that excitement? And the first step is the easiest. Sticking together is harder. We've been at this General Assembly. This is the third one. We call it a General Assembly even if the association doesn't exist legally yet. But the idea, the dream of having a platform that brings together all the HealthTech communities of Africa and our global friends has been there from day one. I have witnesses in this room. Dr. Amit is a witness in this room. Stephen Wanye is a witness. Dr. Francis Ohanyido, that joined us on the first HTS based on a mailing list, like spamming, we spammed, and he came. And here he is leading the docket of academia. So, the idea that we should find a way of sticking together has been there, and we are here now. That is what this session is going to be about. So if you are interested in staying actively involved in the conversation, here is your moment. And thank you so much for staying until this moment, because we are going to provide actionable pathways for remaining engaged as an active participant in the digital health transformation that is happening on this continent. But we want to go one step further. Sticking together, having the fun is good. What do we make out of it? Because our people on the continent, in our villages, our mothers, our fathers, our sisters, our children, our grandchildren are not there for us to just go to Kigali and have fun and stick together. There are important priorities that await us as leaders on this continent. We just spent 3 days talking about using technology to expand universal health coverage in Africa. What are we going to do about it between now and next year? So that when we come, we are not again talking about the idea of staying together and sticking together. Next year is going to be the 5th anniversary of AHTS. We better show what we stand for in action and results. So that is what this session is going to be about. I want to take a moment to thank the partner, the sponsor for this session, GIZ, that has been our longest serving partner for ADHN and for Africa CDC. And for this phase of incubation, ADHN has been like an egg being incubated. Now the chick is gonna go out. AHB, so GIZ represented by Deborah. Deborah, you may stand for recognition, please. Thank you so much for being such a persistent leader and so humble. Look, she's even sitting behind. She should be sitting in the business class, but she's sitting in economy. And she's paid for this. Then Dr. Amit, AHB. Please stand for recognition. Wilfred Vilgro and colleagues, please stand for recognition. So those are the partners that are going to drive this incubation phase until we get to the hatching of the egg, and we are there. So, without further ado, I want to invite the members of ADHN governing board. We call it interim board because we have not been elected, so we are somehow dictators. We have self-appointed, but this is the assembly. Once the organization is duly recognized and anchored in a member state, in one of our member states, following the laws and the regulation of that country, the law of the land, we are committed to being a democratic organization. Elections are going to be organized. You members, if you're not a member, take membership now, because in a couple of minutes, you may not be a founding member anymore. So go to adhn.africa or .co.ke, adhn.africa or adhn.co.ke, and register there. Fill the short form that is there, because we are going to be closing the recruitment of founding members. Founding members are those who are going to be on board before the organization becomes fully incorporated. And we are going to incorporate, and that's what we need your blessing for today. So grab it, become a founding member, and then we will be advised on when elections are going to take place, so that we have a board, a committee, and different committees that are duly elected really from the membership. But to get us to that point, somebody has to start from somewhere. So I'd like to invite Stephen Wanye, who's the president of Helena and who leads the docket on Pan-African engagement. Stephen, please join me. I'd like to invite Idris Nasir Idris Adam, representing governments and the public sector. Oga Dr. Francis Ohanyudo, who represents the docket on academia. I'd like to invite Dr. Amit Taka, Executive Chairman, Africa Health Business. Please join me on the stage. Brian O'Connor, Chair, Global Health Connector, and lead on the Global Engagement Docket in ADHN. All right, I think Fatu sent us a message this morning. Our sister, the only sister, oh no, we have two sisters on board. Lola could not make it due to family obligations. Fatu is unwell this morning. She's been with us over the last 2 days. So we are sending vibes, ADHN vibes for her prompt recovery. But she's with us. She's in Kigali. So I think those are Dr. Ibrahim Khaliludia Dia. He's from Senegal. He has been in town. I'm not sure that he's still around. He, together with Nasir Idris Adam, they stand for one of the most important dockets, which is representing the voices of the governments and the public sector in ADHN. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to thank these people who have been serving pro bono, even paying their own tickets to get here, to serve on this board, and to get us where we are, where we have now a home. We have a mechanism to use so that our convenings allow us to come together, stick together, and perform together. Thank you so much, Wilfred. Back to you.
Thank you, JP. And because you are a benevolent dictator, you can also take a seat. We like dictators as long as they are good and they are driving us forward. But as you said, today we'll set a mechanism where we'll be able to make this democratic so that these people here can be voted in a rotating cycle. So to kick us off, I would like to start with you, Dr. Francis. And the conversation will be about building on that word, collaboration. What are the three things that the academia and research docket is looking forward to do between now and when we meet again here in 2026? And what are the members in this assembly looking forward to? Thank you.
Where's the switch? Okay, so fine, it doesn't need a switch. Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be back in Kigali. It has become a second home for me, and thanks to the men around me and the women who have been part of this journey. Well, the academia docket, I would prefer to say in terms of research, training, and academia, is one of the key dockets because if Africa has to get it right in terms of our journey, the odyssey of our digital evolution, we need to make sure that the academia and research is effectively integrated. So this year, we launched the academia docket, 27th of September. Some of you were online to witness it. We've begun that journey. And one of the key things we want to do between now and next AHTS is the fact that we are looking at, one, the word collaboration. And it's coming from the fact that I'll be working closely with Brian O'Connor on another docket, to be able to shape an agenda from the EU-Africa agenda. We just came out of the meeting. And one of that, we want to identify 5 key institutions in Africa. We'll map them out that are doing a lot of work around digital integration with the academic system and be able to link them with 5 others in Europe. That is one. Then the second thing, we've been working with the flagship of Africa CDC around health workforce, is identifying what are the key competencies that are needed by Africa. Because it's one thing to do copy and paste. It's another thing to be able to do realism in terms of how you want to develop your competency systems. Already WHO has one coming up, and the Africa CDC is a question of looking at the best buys in terms of how we want to move and shape an agenda around competencies. One of the things we're also working with is Helena. One of the pathways we are looking at is working with Helena to begin to professionalize the idea of health informatics on the continent, and that is very, very important. My institute is working with Helena to begin to even incubate affiliates on some parts of the continent, in terms of making sure that that ground up is there to be able to feed into that agenda for professionalizing that group. So that is one of them. And for us, those are very, very key things that we expect to deliver within the next 1 year. Thank you very much.
Nice. Thank you, Dr. You mentioned a key point, health workforce. I don't know of any university in Africa that is certifying digital health practitioners, for example, or data stewards, health data stewards. So we are very happy to hear that you are thinking ahead in terms of a framework that we can solve the digital health workforce challenge in Africa, and not building on legacy systems, but coming up with what works. The last session, which was Youth in Digital Health, was very telling that there is potential to tap on these new skills to help address health challenges. So to go to the next panelist, I'll invite Wanye to also talk about what you're doing, especially in that issue of health workforce, especially with the Africa on Fire and other standards and interoperability certifications. Thank you.
Oh, it's working. All right. Thank you, Wilfred. I think I first want to start by thanking Phil a lot, for the energy. For all the years that Phil, you've stayed on course and continue promoting the vision, even when some of us don't have as much energy as you have. So thank you very much. And also to my fellow board members. I think to answer you directly, Wilfred, so the docket that I represent, so from Helena, where I'm the president, the things we're trying to do, and I think we're going to do them really well. First, building up on what Dr. Francis mentioned, in terms of capacity, one initiative that Phil and I started off a couple of years ago is called Africa on Fire. And what we are doing with that, which right now we've trained about 700 people, ADHN working closely with Helena, and we actually have Africa on Fire Rwanda edition going on today, tomorrow, and Friday, being run by our local association, is we want to solve the problem of fragmentation. We can talk a lot about fragmentation as a problem, but we need people who actually know how to build systems that are interoperable by design. We all know the standard called FHIR, F-H-I-R, and because many governments have already adopted that standard, what we don't have is capacity. Our engineers don't know how to build well with FHIR, so teach them how to do that. Our leaders don't understand how to invest in a standard, so teach them about it. And so that's one thing we're doing very well, and I think that's going pretty well. Secondly, in terms of solving the problem of fragmentation, people need to test. We've been talking about sandbox, whatever you call it, sandbox, a lab, and all that. So again, working closely, this team that is here, working with Africa CDC, we've set up a standards and interoperability lab. And it's hosted at the HealthTech Hub in Kigali. So if you have time and you can swing by Nosken House, you can actually test your system for compliance and conformance. So let's stop talking about is our system compliant or not. Go test it. The lab is there. We've learned from our friends in Asia through the AHIN. They've done that for more than 7 years, and from Canada as well. So it's not something new. So let's stop talking about sandbox because it's here already. The thing now we are adding on that is a regulatory element so that we make sure that it's also compliant to the laws and regulations of the land. But you can test your system so that if you're going to deploy that in the health system in Rwanda, the Ministry of Health in Rwanda will be happy that your system is certified to be compliant, right? And then the third thing that Dr. Francis spoke about is what are we doing pre-service? So one of the things that I'm really happy that Helena has been part of, and ADHN has really embraced it, is this idea of developing minimum standards for academic programs. The East Africa community did this a couple of years ago with the state universities in East Africa. They have harmonized their curriculum for Masters in Health Informatics, including University of Rwanda. So we need to spread that, and ADHN is very well positioned to spread that through Dr. Francis' docket, because the minimum standards are there, which means that if you train in health informatics at Makerere University and you go to Nigeria, you're recognized. So transferability and scaling, those two things go together, and there's a standard beneath that. And going back to what Brian was mentioning earlier, it's actually borrowed from, a lot of those standards are borrowed from Europe. So again, we're able to do that at scale. The other thing I wanted to speak about is In terms of connected care, this morning we spoke a lot about initiative called the Global Digital Health Certification Network. That is an initiative of WHO. Again, through this team, Helena has been working with WHO, and I think just to let Phil know, next year when we convene here, we're hoping to have all the 55 EU member states subscribe to the Global Digital Health Certification Network. What's the role for that? Means that we can connect care. We can move with our personal health records across Africa to Europe, to the US, and other North American countries. So that's our agenda. Now, ADHN, and that's a docket that I'm leading, working with Africa CDC, will set up the Africa Digital Health Certification Network. We'll have the Africa Patient Summary, so you can actually go around with your personal health record across Africa, but then you're also complying to global standards set up by WHO. So again, that's a very tangible thing that feel you can hold me accountable next year. And then I think, lastly, we need to figure a way of elevating the political value of digital health. Something, again, that Phil and I speak a lot. If we don't elevate the value from technical, which you've already proven that there is technical value for digital health, to the political level, we're not going to break this to good scale. So that's something you're working on. And then very, very lastly, very privileged to work with Africa CDC. And again, I have to thank Phil for this. We're working with Africa CDC, and again, thank you to Deborah and GIZ, to refresh a journey that Phil started at Africa CDC. We are refreshing the digital strategy for Africa that is led by Africa CDC. So if you want to contribute to that, please come and talk to us so that we ensure that your ideas are in the refreshed strategy. And we're also developing the digital health governance framework as well. So those are things that we're doing. Again, my docket through ADHN, and you'll see results by the time we convene here next year. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. As you can tell, there's a lot happening, and that's just 2 dockets. And you might be wondering, how do I keep up? So at the end, there'll be a QR code which you can scan and join the network. And from there, we're able to link you up with any docket lead and ensure that follow-up happens. I'm sure you're trying to wonder, how can I then connect with the academia? I want to be part of the Africa on Fire. I want to be involved. So at the end, wait for that QR code, scan it, and then you'll be able to join the network, and you can find your place in any of these dockets. Now, I want to go to Idris, because as Wanye said, we need to align with public sector. All these things we are talking about cannot move unless government has bought into it. So, Dr. Idris, we'd like to know, is transition on so that you can speak in French and... JP will summarize in English. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Wilfried. Et merci beaucoup à tous pour la participation massive pour cette session qui est très importante pour ADHN et ses membres. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Wilfred, and thank you everybody for being here and participating in big numbers at this most important session about ADHN.
Pour nous, du côté du gouvernement, nous n'avons pas quand même grand-chose à dire. C'est que déjà les collègues ont déjà mentionné tout. Mais ce que nous attendons effectivement pour la réussite de cette association ou de ce réseau, c'est une grande importance capitale pour l'Afrique. D'abord, du point de vue, il y a toutes les corporations possibles.
As a representative, the government docket, we have not much to add because our colleagues have done a lot, but we want to note that this is a very, very important part of what ADHN is doing.
Et ce que nous attendons également pour la réussite une fois ADHN est déjà mis en place, c'est que des résultats tangibles doivent être nés, doivent être créés, et puis que le gouvernement de toute l'Afrique, de 55 pays, doivent bénéficier effectivement de toutes ces initiatives-là, que ce soit...
What we are expecting from ADHN once this initiative takes off, from a government or public sector point of view, is that there are concrete actions and results that are going to be born. That's the word used, that we start giving birth to excellent initiatives that support the efforts that governments are conducting.
Et aussi, je voudrais également mentionner que les membres d'OCET sur ADHN, effectivement, ce sont les piliers fondamentaux de la santé numérique dans tous les plans stratégiques des documents qui ont été mentionnés, que ce soit par CDC Africa ou l'OMS. Quand vous regardez un peu...
I would like to say that the way ADHN is structured in dockets reflects exactly how the digital health sectors in our different member states are organized, as reflected in documents, strategic plans at national, but continental, but also global level.
Et aussi, quand vous regardez, il y a les académies, c'est pour le renforcement des capacités. Actuellement, on ne peut pas faire la santé numérique sans pouvoir former autant de jeunes et autant de personnel de santé pour pouvoir piloter la santé numérique. Ça, c'est le niveau 1. Le niveau 2... Oui, allez-y.
If you look at the academia docket, it reflects the fact that you cannot advance digital health without having sufficient capacity and skills.
Et pour la recherche, on a des associations de recherche telles que ELINA, etc. sont là, de pouvoir nous aider sur les différentes recherches possibles et pour une fois de renforcement de capacité sur tout ce qui est interopérabilité et voilà.
For research, we have Helena and other players because it's an important agenda when we talk about interoperability. We need to be able to advance that.
Et je vais prendre également mon collègue Amit avec son institution de pouvoir également mobiliser le secteur privé parce qu'aujourd'hui, il y a autant de l'argent dans le secteur privé que dans le secteur des organisations ou que ce soit dans les organisations publiques. Raison pour laquelle le choix de toutes ces dockets n'est pas un flux hasard. C'est une stratégie et la nouvelle stratégie de pouvoir mettre en place ADHN.
I'd like to also commend my colleague, Dr. Amit, and the effort he's doing on mobilizing the private sector because they represent an important pillar. Currently, there is more money in the private sector than in all other sectors, whether NGOs or even the public sector.
Et je pense que j'ai quand même un peu reflété un certain différent nombre de points. Tout ce que je voudrais vous demander à tous ces participants, que ce soit de jeunes, vous avez des ONG, que ce soit dans le secteur privé, il y a un panoplie de secteurs que vous pouvez le rejoindre. Je tiens à vous demander de nous rejoindre pour le développement de cette ADHN va être encore plus grand que possible, que vous le constatez.
I would like to invite everyone to join us. And with your support and your participation, we can take ADHN to even higher heights. And I'm also informed that the translation is now up and running. So I'm out of a job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's appreciate Idris.
I pay you for your translation of it.
And one of the things that amazed me with ADHN for the 1 year or so that I've been involved is the involvement of the public sector. For your information, we have the Ministry of Health Namibia as one of the governments that is keen to host ADHN. They are offering us 2 years furnished office, and an investment of $200,000 to host this network. So you can see government is very keen. And we are saying if your Ministry of Health in your government is able to even offer a better bid, we'll be happy to take it. So we are still open. We'll close it in 2 weeks. But think of this assembly the same way we have World Health Assembly. This ADHN assembly is a place where all these ideas are being brought forward, and we'll be opening the floor in a few to also hear from your side what you think the docket leads should be doing. There will also be technical working groups, because this can sound a lot. We've only gone now halfway. You're yet to hear from the others. So there's a lot here to unpack. And the way to only do it is in the org structure, we've come up with technical working groups that can pick each of these issues and go and ideate on it further. So I would like now to welcome Dr. Amit, who represents private sector, the people with the money. And you can tell us how we can spend it.
That's true. Thank you. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. The three things that Wilfred asked me to speak about on collaboration is SMS. I want you to remember SMS is important to private sector, and I'll tell you about SMS's the 3 points. First of all, before I start there, can I see show of hands of those who are from the private sector? Just show of hands. Amazing. This tells you that almost 50%. Can I see show of hands of those who are from government or government-affiliated institutions? Those who work for government agencies, government partners. And can I see development partners, those from development partners and donors and multilaterals? Excellent. So we have good spread. Few years ago, and I'll go into the SMS and the three things. The SMS stands for Showcase, M was for marketplace, and the third S was for scale. If we reach SMS, we'll do an amazing thing. So Showcase was, Phil, you remember we all met and then we were saying, can we have more private sector participation? Yeah. And that time it was like, what, 5%, 10%? And right now, you can see the number of private sector associations, corporates, people that have come to the third AHTS 2025. So first of all, round of applause to all of the private sector who did heed to the call. And you can feel it. And I feel that is Showcase. The first part of Showcase is to turn up. Turning up means that there is value. Remember, the whole digital economy is not an event, it's a process. And by turning up, there are many people who are not here for these 2-3 days. We know that. And they're doing some brilliant work out there on the continent. But showcasing means private sector is on the table, right? It has a seat on the table. The second one is marketplace. If you look at the stock exchange everywhere globally, you will see how technology companies have taken this by storm. You've seen how the market and the share prices have gone up. They're doing many things outside healthcare. Healthcare foray has been relatively new to many companies. But even companies like Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, Google, all those companies that you know, have now got health divisions. And you've all met the health division leads. That means there is a vision. The global economy stats says it's around $2 trillion, the HealthTech market. Out of that, Africa is still at a very low rate of $5 to $6 billion. But guess what? The African market for HealthTech is growing at anything near 25 to 28% per annum. So the growth figure is high. This is why I think partners like yourselves who are here and coming to showcase the marketplace is brilliant. I can't name all of you, but I was really pleased to see some giants in the room. I was also very pleased to see some SMEs and startups. And this summit is a beautiful mix between those who are aspiring to grow with maybe 2-3 staff and 4 staff, just starting an app. And then you have giants like Amazon Web Services and others who are in the same space. And that mix is really the recipe of the second point I wanted to mention, Wilfred, about the marketplace. having seen companies like Abbott here, Amazon Web Services, Philips, so many. And in that same space, we are seeing some really good companies which are African grown. You know, I saw Zuri Health here, for example, just mentioning them. You know, founded in Africa, growing in Africa. You know, M Pharma has been mentioned, Visita from Egypt. So these are African grown companies that are going to expand its marketplace and go beyond. So I think that ADHN, once it gets really into its trajectory and formed, it will create the directory of its members. It will then have a solid marketplace and collaborate with other marketplaces that already exist. But you should know who does what and where and maybe for how much. This is going to burst us from $6 billion for us to get to $60 billion in no time. So third one I wanted to talk about was scale. We can't do it alone. Some of the great champions in Europe, US, and global partners have done some great work. So we need to leapfrog by partnering, and this is the deal room model. These deal rooms, like joint ventures, partnerships, should be an active side room of AHTS, where deal rooms are going to talk about equity swaps, debt swaps, mezzanine debts. These deal rooms will be structured and created in order to you to find the right health tech money. Health tech money should not be the bank money. It should mean something different. It should be priced at something different. It should be designed with something different because it's making an impact for life. So the deal room model and partnership model will help us scale companies in Africa that want to burst open in the global space so that we have more unicorns, more listed companies, more growth, and that collaboration between both African and the global mix will enable us scale. So Wilfred, those are my three collaboration points. Thank you.
Thank you. As you're talking, Dr. Amit, you've talked about the right money, and it makes me think that we need to expand this docket to have investors, like an investor docket. I know there are investors in the room, Madiro, AIC, HTHA, among others, that are giving capital to startups. So we'll make sure by next year, if you members approve, we'll have a seat on the table for investors. You mentioned something also about health divisions within large companies. And I know in the room we have the Bay Area Health Alliance, which is an alliance of all the global companies headquartered in the San Francisco area, which have a health division, including Google and others. And they are part of ADHN, which tees up very well to my next panelist, Brian, whose role is exactly that, global connection. Whatever we are doing here in Africa, we can't do it in a silo. How do we connect with the rest of the world? So Brian, take it away.
Thanks very much. First of all, to say that it's a real privilege actually to be on this board and to see not just the enthusiasm, because enthusiasm only takes you so far, but actually the planning and the work that's gone on for about 3 years now of people who are on the same mission, the same determination, but from different dockets, as we call them here. Our job is to take what you do, and what we do, internationally and globally. My frustration has been over the last number of years, not with Africa, but with the rest of the world. And by that I mean is this: when I started to talk to people about Africa, many of the responses were negative. Many of the responses were from people who had never been to Africa, who only look at Africa from what they see in the TV. And I have been trying with our organization to educate people to the opportunity in Africa. But here I'm talking about the opportunities in Africa, and I'm thinking, I need to come to Africa. So over the last 4 or 5 years, I, in some ways, have fallen in love with Africa, not because of any connections here, other than the fact that I have great connections with people who want to do real things, to do really good things. But we all know to do good things, you need money. To sustain doing good is very difficult. The recent changes in funding and if you like, aid, you may not agree with me, but I actually think they're a good thing in the long run. Because the reality is you need to stand on your own 2 feet. Your governments have to, and I know they did this, I think it was the Abuja Declaration, they have committed now to start putting more money into health services for their own people, right? Because to some extent, some of them had a free ride for a number of years based on aid. The second thing has happened, though, around the world, and Amit and I were in Washington, I think April this year, at the World Bank Spring Meeting. I went because I needed to understand what they thought of Africa. And I got lots of mixed messages, and you'd think you'd agree, Amit. But what was interesting was, you suddenly started to uncover funds which are, let's call them instruments, not funds, instruments, which could be applied to Africa but have not been applied to Africa. So what we want to do is to find not only development banks, they don't give you aid, but they give you some aid and some return on investment. We in Africa have to learn different terminology. We have to learn about return on investment. We have to learn about money's not going to be handed to you anymore. We have to do our own thing. And the beauty is, you guys are creating and have created products and services which are of genuine interest and fit a bank, investment bank, or a pension fund criteria. So whatever their criteria are, we need to know those. And we're now working very hard to understand what instruments are available. And then I'll come back and say, are you called, in my terminology, are you called Fred? I'm sure nobody in the room is called Fred. But the point I'm about Fred is, if you have to fit those criteria and you have to be called Fred, let's be called Fred, because you tick the boxes of the criteria. There is money, loads of money out there who cannot find a home. You must provide the home, but you've got to do it in a professional way, as many of you do, but you've got to do it in a organized way. And the last thing I'm going to say, well, for take up too much time, is in addition to everything else we do in the Global Health Connector, we have people on the ground in 90 different places across the world. These are the ecosystems that Andy runs. They meet on a regular basis in their own country, city, region. As a result of that, they get to know each other in their local scene. Because again, most people often don't know each other in their own city or country. In the last 9 months, we have had 220 such meetings. 220 such meetings across the world, at regional, local level. Nearly 20,000 participants who come under the neutral umbrella of the Global Health Connector and turn up at these meetings free of charge and get to know each other, connect the dots, and start doing business. We then take that intelligence and that enthusiasm upwards, and we bring it to places like this. So one of the commitments I was encouraged to make by the dictator here this morning was in an Africa-Europe session. He said, I think we should have this again next year, but much bigger. And he said, Bram will commit to that. Now, I don't know if that was an instruction or whether it was a suggestion, but I have committed to that because I've been here for the last number of times. You have got something here. And the last thing I'll say is this. The difference between this year and last year is this. ADHN is already much better organized than it was a year ago. We've made progress. Second, I've met a lot of you over the last couple of days. You know what I've noticed? People are coming up and saying, this is what I do. They don't come up and say, this is what I would like to do. You're already doing things. There are real things happening in Africa. The problem is, the stay in Africa is being like going to Las Vegas. You know that saying is, whatever happens in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas. There's another saying I've made up, which is, what happens in Africa does not stay in Africa. You've got to get the word out there, and we're offering ourselves as one of the conduits around the world to make that happen. Thank you, Wilfred.
Thank you so much. It's good to have someone like Brian who believes in the continent and is able to be our ambassador out there. And this takes me to the next panelist, JP. I would like you to sum it up so that we can go to the audience in terms of what is the power of this movement so that whatever things we raise here, they can be put forward with either presented to governments, presented to Africa CDC, even presented at World Economic Forum and other places where we need, because we can't afford to have 2,500, all of us here, going to some of these global forums where most of the time Africa is misrepresented. So do you see ADHN as a powerful movement that can amplify our voice, both locally in the continent and globally in some of these places that we are not all able to go to.
Thank you, Wilfred, for asking me a question and then answering it. Yeah, I have nothing to add. I think it's important to recognize that the power of a movement like this is the ability to shape a narrative. And you have no idea how powerful that is, because if the narrative about you is wrong, you're doomed. Actually, you're dead and buried. Yes. Don't accept that somebody puts a wrong narrative on you, because once the narrative sticks, that is the value you get assigned. Dr. Amit talked about stock market, where actions are ranked in terms of their values, and they go, rise, and fall. It's based on perception. It's not even based on reality. The reality is there, like the fundamentals are there. And we know that Africa has the fundamentals. But why is it that we continue to be seen as a poor continent when we have the most amount of, richness in terms of human and natural resources? But that label sticks, and people start behaving like that. Yeah? So I think ADHN is going to turn the narrative on digital health from a continent that has to always rely on importing technology, a continent that has to always rely on, begging for money, waiting for aid. Thank you so much, Brian, for saying that the interruption or lowering of aid is a good thing, to a continent that is, first of all, self-reliant in terms of meeting the challenges with solutions, a continent that is empowered to engage the rest of the world, sit together on those tables, whether it's UN or a global gathering, as equals in a mutually respectful fashion, in a win-win fashion. This is the mission of ADHN, and we, as the leadership that is here and the leadership that is going to be there, we want to be your ambassadors, your envoys, your spokespeople. But we are also going to set up digital platforms that allow your voice, individual voice, the voice of your community, the voice of your company, to also be heard individually, because today technology provides us with that possibility. But what is the message? Because if we say with one voice and we say the same thing, that turns the narrative and our stock value raises. Thank you.
Thank you. You've summed it very well. And this is the mandate that all these docket leaders have. And that mandate is only drawn from you. So because of that, I would like to turn to you and get one or two questions. We have quite a packed agenda, so I'll take two questions now, and then later we'll have more questions if time allows. So we can have a roving mic. We'll take this lady, both the two ladies.
I see three ladies, and it's good because I feel so ashamed. I had sworn that I'm not going to sit on a manual ever again. But you saw our two sisters were supposed to be on the panel. They couldn't make it, so apologies for that. So if you can also lean towards the ladies on the floor. Ladies first, please.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you very much for a very insightful panel discussion. My name is Dr. Fumi Adewara. I'm the founder of Mobi Health International, a fast-growing integrated telehealth company based out of Nigeria and expanding to other African countries. I think my question is centered around two things. First is intellectual property protection. There's a massive gap on the continent when it comes to IP protection. You take a proposal to an agency, a government agency, before you're out of the door, tons of other proposals similar to yours have been dubbed, and most of the time you can't fight it because then you get blacklisted. So is there a way that the ADHN is going to strengthen intellectual property protection across the continent? And then my second question is around valuation. Oftentimes, African startups are priced very low compared to Western counterparts. There is no framework to guide valuation. I think this is an area that if you're setting up the investor forum, will be very good to also provide some kind of support to startup companies to have a more standardized approach and a fair valuation process. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll let Idris answer the first one, and I'll respond to the evaluation question. Let's respond, and then we take the next two questions.
Ok, merci, merci à ma sœur de pouvoir effectivement poser cette très belle question. Raison pour laquelle nous sommes conviés sur cette sommet, non seulement pour participer à ces sommets, mais on avait participé à un sommet des États membres. Tous les États membres ont été déjà participés bien avant dans une autre session pour 2 jours. Et je tiens à remercier pour le support de GIZ et CDC Africa de pouvoir organiser cela. Chaque année, ça se passe. Maintenant, les États membres, s'ils viennent, cette fois-ci, on est venu, mais on a discuté par rapport à tout ce qui est cadre juridique sur la santé numérique au niveau de l'Afrique. Ça, c'est le niveau 1. Le niveau 2, c'est que dans chaque pays, CDC Africa a déjà demandé de régulariser le domaine de la santé numérique dans un cadre juridique de la protection des propriétés intellectuelles pour les initiatives de jeunes et également pour les initiatives gouvernementaux. Nous avons créé cet cadre juridique au-delà de ce que vous pensez. Bon, je vais laisser peut-être la traduction va passer ou bien vous avez une traduction, je ne sais pas. Raison pour laquelle, en fait, comment les choses ça se passe. La santé numérique, ce n'est pas seulement parce qu'on va protéger la propriété intellectuelle, mais plutôt, c'est de voir, comment on appelle, c'est de voir, comment on appelle ça, les initiatives que le gouvernement met en place pour soigner ou bien pour la plateforme. Il faut avoir un cadre juridique parce que oui, vous voulez la traduire? Ok, allez-y.
Ouais, je voulais traduire aussi, résumer votre intervention par rapport au temps. Oui. So, as our friend is saying, Africa CDC has been gathering member states here in Kigali as a pre-summit with the support of GIZ, and one of the issues that was tackled was to see how to legalize and formalize the governance of the digital health sector, and part of that concern intellectual property protection. So he says that there is work that is happening in that sector. And yeah, thank you so much, my brother. Let's go to the evaluation.
Yeah, the question of valuation, straight to the point, I'll say that, as I said, we need an investment docket. We already have a startup docket. So once we have the investment docket, the two need to sit together and align. It's something we can pick outside this conversation and align on. So we'll take the lady here and the one there, and then we'll close this session because we have a whole agenda packed. We have a strategic plan we want to unveil, and we also want you to vote on one important motion. So let's take one and that one, and then we sum this part.
Thank you so much. So one is a commitment and then a question. So commitment, I would like to join. Sorry?
Name and organization.
Oh, yes, I'm Evelyn Batamriza, and I'm with Bridging Africa, an organization that works for inclusivity, disability in terms of technology innovation. So one is a commitment, as I said, and the second one is I really want to ask Brian about changing the narratives. And I like how you said we need to understand those instruments, and we also need to understand the criteria. But I also want to challenge you, and maybe you help in responding to this, to say we shouldn't always learn after them. At some point, the narrative also has to be them learning after us, because there is also that, there is that idea of saying we always need to go. And I'm talking not so much about health, because I do not know, but I am aware of how the climate change instruments have been set up in terms of accessing the mitigation and adaptation funds, which is very challenging now. And I see that happening pretty much in every sector. So why don't we, at some point, especially with this new world that we're in that is going through the transformation, us setting the agenda for them to try to come around and really say, yes, let's sit down and talk about that. So I think that narrative also wants to change. So that's the question. So how do we do that in a way that will? Then again, the second thing is I'll be happy to join and really bring in this equity lens. Here we're talking about ADHN, we're talking about all of these dockets, but where is the equity? Where is equality in this, in terms of the people who are always left behind, people with disability, elderly people, women, youth? So this is the conversation that we also want to hear broadened. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So Brian, 1 minute, if you can respond.
First of all, can you hear me? The youth and women are already involved in ADHN. We have a whole youth division, thanks to this man.
The young one.
And it's this is a young one. I don't know what that makes me, but leave that aside. The second point, your point is, I agree with you completely. Africa should, first of all, Africa has to be open to the rest of the world. It has to learn from the rest of the world. It has to communicate with them. But it should not be subservient to them, in my head, because that was the old days. You have every right to say at global forums, this is what Africa thinks, we want that changed. And that's already happening. We were in the UN with Phil in September this year at our forum. And there are people there who are listening to African voices already. There is a significant African presence there. And I think that you just, as you always say, Africa is rising. As far as I'm concerned, you've risen already. You just need to stand up and be more visible to the rest of the world. And then you can intervene and get the old-fashioned rules rewritten, or amended at least, to take account of Africa rising. That would be
I like that. Africa has already risen to the occasion. So we are no longer rising. We've already risen. The last question, and then we go to the next part.
Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Mignon Karogu. I am the CEO of the Africa Business Group. It's an economic development consulting firm headquartered in South Africa with regional offices in EAC. Rwanda is one of them. My question, I had one which joins my sister. It concerned gender lens and social inclusion, so I'm not going to repeat it. But the challenge is, do you have a gender lens program that you're thinking about, and what is it? The second question is directed to Dr. Hamid and also our government representative from Chad. The question is, what capacity building models could empower ministries with limited resources to lead and not just participate in digital health partnerships? Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll start with JP, then Amit, then Idris.
Yes, we do have a gender lens. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear so when you look at the composition of this panel. But we have a gender and youth docket within ADHN. But beyond, the optics, we are extremely committed to empowering young women and girls and women, all women, especially the young ones, to be part of shaping this digital sector, to be part of the innovation, to be part of the leadership. We need to recognize it's a journey, but we are on that journey. In 2020, as I was leading the digital transformation consultations, I found myself in a room in Dakar with 22 member states represented. Only one woman was in that room, and she was not even the head of her unit or department. But from that picture, that realization, we realized that we need to do something fundamentally different. We sat together the next day, and we started talking about an organization called AWID, Africa Women in Digital Health. AWID is now become a movement. Thanks to the support of many partners, some of them in this room, some of them outside. I want to single out GIZ. AWID has taken off and has already started providing capacity even to the parent. AWID was born from Africa CDC. Now it is providing gender mainstreaming approaches and capacity to Africa CDC and member states, talking about, discussing about how you bring the gender lens into national strategies, especially national digital health strategies. So that is happening. So great question. If you want to be involved, connected to that, yeah, please talk to us. Scan that QR code, and we'll connect you with the docket lead for that. And yeah, all the women in this room, thank you so much for taking the lead on digital health on the continent.
So I think the other question is, how do we build capacity in health tech space with government, not just participating? There's been good movement in many countries in Africa. Do you know, many years ago, they didn't even have a PPP unit, first of all. Now they have a paid staff in the ministries of health on public-private partnership units. Some of them call it the PPP desk. Some of them call it the PPP officer. So that's a good start. Then they also have staff who are head of digital health. 20 years ago, we never had that position. You only had PS, then you had Minister for Health, and then anything digital, you had to go to maybe the digital ministry, ICT ministry. But within the Ministry of Health, you have head of digital health. And Edris will tell you a lot more about it. I feel that that kind of stream and discussions here, we can be now intentional about it. We could show them where the funds are going, what private sector is thinking of investing, what kind of new tools and developments are going to come, so that the regulatory space can be in tandem with the innovation space, so we can have empowered individuals in the ministries of health who are in the forefront of digital space and learn from each other. So I think there's work to be done. In the health workforce development space, they've also been talking about this. And I feel that Idris can tell you a little bit more, even from the Ministry of Health side, which direction they are doing in terms of making sure they are not only participating, but actively building capacity of digital health in the government space. Idris?
And as Idris responds, you can scan the QR code. Not yet. Oh, okay. This is the wrong QR code. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's get the right QR code, even as Idris is responding. Thank you.
Oui, merci beaucoup, et je remercie à cette brillante dame d'avoir posé une très belle question. Moi, ce que je voudrais définir, on ne peut pas faire la santé numérique sans autant connaître c'est quoi même la santé numérique. But you are needed, you are working of digital health, and you are no digital health, but it's not possible. But it's government, everything was government. You are needed is capacity building, but you are implemented is digital health. This is very, very, very important question for capacity building. For one, is thematic for digital health and the telemedicine. This is very, very, very important, is capacity building. For everything is member state. This for one. Second is everything is capacity building for is young. Everything for young. And the University of Health is introduced for certificate of digital health. I'm sorry, but my English is not very well. Yeah, it's three, but everything is working of health in the medicine and doctor and yeah, I needed is capacity building of digital health, but medicine is capacity building is very different. Yeah, medicine of practice, and digital health and combat and the medicine and the digital.
Thank you so much. I would like us now to appreciate this wonderful panel. We'll have another Q&A towards the end because we have a few things to do. So thank you. Let's appreciate them. All right, so we can go back to the slides. I don't know where the clicker. If you can get the slides back up. And also the clicker. Who has the clicker? Or you can help me to go, okay, you can help me. Let's go to the next slide. So we've just go back. So we've heard from all these dockets and what they're doing. We didn't have Lola, who represents youth, but she's very, very active. And also we didn't have Fatu, who represents international NGOs, also very active. So we appreciate them in their absence. Next slide. Go next. So this is the strategic plan that we as the incubation team, Grow Africa and the AHB, came up with, and it was presented to the board, and this board approved it. And this is just a highlight. It's a very extensive document available for download. Once you scan the QR, you get more details. But in a nutshell, these are some of the things we are trying to do. One is ensure good governance. You can't go far without a proper governance structure. So the first mandate of the incubation team was to set up a governance structure, which I'll be sharing shortly. The other one is to launch an ADHN online platform, which we are going to launch in this meeting, where once you join in, you get access to resources in that portal. The other one is to come up with 3 anchor partners. We need funding to make this movement continue. We've heard that GIZ already has been the sole funder of this, so we need more, and within the next 1 year, we want to get 2 more or 3 more anchor partners so that we have that sustainability component. The other thing that we plan to do this year, which we've actually achieved, was to map innovators and do an innovator showcase. So shortly, we'll be unveiling 20 digital health watch list startups. So a video will be playing shortly, and we'll tell you how we came up with that short list. The other one is to establish an inclusive membership framework. Again, before you leave the room, you'll get a chance to approve that framework. So we'll give you a chance to vote, which talks about the different membership levels and the benefits. The other one is disseminate at least 2 policy briefs in the next 1 year. So that's still work in progress with Dr. Francis Dockett, and is likely to happen before we meet again. So hold us to account when we meet again next year. Then in the next year, 2026, 2027, will be about expansion and demonstration. If this year is about setting the right foundations, then the next 2 years will be about expansion. Once we have clear structures, then we'll go out and grow the membership, expand across countries. We want even to have regional hubs. In addition to the headquarters, which will be hosted in one of the member countries, we'll want now to even have regional offices as part of the next part of the agenda. The other thing is to influence at least 2 AU frameworks, mostly around the data sharing frameworks and the likes. And then in the third, 4th year, 2027, 2028, that will be our year of scaling and independence. Independence here means sustainability independence, where we'll have a fully sustainable business model that allows us to continue running. By then, there will be an independent secretariat mandated by the board to continue running the operations. So the incubation team doesn't intend to run this forever. There should be a handover point, maybe by year 3, where the ADHN can employ its own staff and have a proper secretariat headquartered in the host country. By then, we also want to be able to influence regulatory frameworks, more than 3 regulatory frameworks influence at Africa CDC level, support or incubate 50 innovations, and have a gender-balanced governance with representation from all the 5 AU regions. I was not able to tally to see whether we have all the regions, but by year 3, we need to be able to see in our board and in our governance, we have representation of North Africa, Southern Africa, East, West, and Central. So that's a nutshell of the strategic plan. A more elaborate document can be assessed, and you'll be guided once you fill in the form. Next slide. Sorry. Now, I want to give you a highlight of some of the upcoming activities. Some of them are, actually, we are sitting in the first one, that is this General Assembly, which was supposed to happen this October. As Steve Wanye mentioned, we have Africa on Fire training ongoing, and you can learn more once you fill in the form. We plan to participate in the Global Digital Health Forum this year, which will be in Nairobi. So ADHN will be fully represented. There will also be AHB Symposium next year in April, where AHB will be represented. This year we went to the symposium in Abuja. We had a local engagement, a wonderful local engagement with the stakeholders in Nigeria. Anyone who was in that meeting in the room? The Abuja, yeah? You can see quite a number of hands. So whenever we go to these forums, we want to engage with the local digital health ecosystem in that country, so that we make sure that we are leaving no one behind. Now, I will invite Dr. Amit again back on stage. Dr. Amit will now launch the membership framework, and we'll also get to see the landing page of the website. So Dr. Amit, please, the floor is yours. I'm told for the website, you can scan that QR code. It will take you to the latest website. And Dr. Amit will tell us more about the membership. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Wilfred. Do I need this? Yeah, let me hold this. Okay. Okay, great. So good afternoon, everyone, once again. So we started an anchor roundtable earlier on, and anchors will be the founding members, where the contribution is 50,000, and they will be part and parcel. Oh, there's a slide on that, right? Right. So let me talk about how you can get involved. Okay, it's a bit small, difficult to see. Can't see the font, but I'll speak to it. But let me just say, first, when we started a few years ago, it was being self-funded. The entire movement of ADHN till now. So first and foremost, our first anchor partner came on board to bring some funding so we could move even faster. So I think we should recognize them. And if you are from GIZ, Deborah, please stand up. And all the GIZ team, whoever is there, thank you so much. Last year, the Germans, are you from Germany? If you're from Germany, you should also stand up. So if you're from anybody from Germany, the German team, what you guys have done is incredible. So GIZ, we are forever grateful because you heeded the first call, and despite the self-funded system of ADHN, last year we got the first funds, and you are helping us to incubate to become a real top-notch professional entity. So thank you so much. Asante sana. Thank you. Through that, we've decided that we also must give some founding members a space in the history of transformation of digital health in Africa. So we've allowed new anchor partners to come with a one-off contribution of $50,000. We've also asked countries in Africa to come forward and say we are willing to host the Africa Digital Health Network. So, are you from Namibia? Anybody from Namibia? Here? Please, yeah, please stand up. Thank you. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you. Please take our message. It's the first country that responded saying, not only will we give you the diplomatic status, furnished office, center, staff, but on top of that, they're also willing to give $200,000 to make Namibia as one of the countries contending to become the real forefront of ADHN. We are waiting for 9 other countries that we shortlisted to see what the response is. And by next year, you will know where we will be launching, housed, domiciled, so that we can have a strong, robust apex organ called ADHN. ADHN is a network of networks. So those of you who mentioned gender, part of it. Diversity, part of it. Youth, part of this. All of you who are involved in any kind of association or groups that are doing some amazing work in digital health, you can be part of this. All individuals who are aspiring to change Africa landscape through digital solutions, you can be part of this. All local companies who are in Africa, in African companies, you can be part of this. All multinationals listed on the stock exchange all over the world, in any continent, can be part of this. Any family-based corporates and family organizations, NGOs, civil society, academia, and any organization, you can be part of this. Why? Because we need to have an apex entity that will accelerate progress of digital health to stop silo. So we've worked this out. So if your entity wants to put a $50,000 commitment, all this money, by the way, will be publicly accounted. It's going to go for staffing, as you heard from Philbert. You heard from Jean that there's going to be a team. We are already in the quest, we'll make a call for application for a CEO. We have some staff component. There'll be an organogram. All money in and all money out is going to be accounted for every dollar. And it's only going to play a facilitative role for governments and organizations to match solutions to improve health. That's what ADHN is going to do. I hope I can read this. I need to... Okay, sorry about the font. But let me list for you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways you can start. By the way, even if you don't pay any funding and you come for AHTS, you're welcome. You continue participating in the General Assembly. But when the voting starts and when structures are being formed and boards are being formed and country matching for businesses are being done and the deal rooms are being done and investors are being done, then priorities must be given to those who put money where there. Agreed? Do we agree? Okay, so the lower band is individual professional member. By the way, Wilfred, who else is Snyder here? Or who else is here from Wilgrow? Who's here? Please come up. Who else is from Wilgrow? Emmanuel, please come up. Emmanuel, Malus, please come up. So I would like you to meet the team because you may not. Please join me as I introduce. Maybe you guys can stand here. So Malus on my far left is from AHB. Emmanuel is from Wilgrow. Wilfred is from there. Who else is here? Please come. Who's that? Vivian. Vivian. That is Esther, right? Esther is from, and Vivian, are you here? Yeah, please come up. Why I want you to do this is because I want you to recognize them. And after this session, as I announce the 5 bands, feel free to meet them and talk to them. Because the early bird catches, you know that, right? They say you snooze, you. So the lower band is $240 per annum, which is the green band, and you become an individual professional member. And all this information is available on website, correct? By next week. By next week, it will be available on website. Can we fill a form on the website and say we're interested? Next week. Which day? Friday. Oh, by next week, it will be, but you want to be early, meet any one of us. So $240 per annum, entry-level engagement. You will be part of webinars, you'll be part of updates, you'll be part of networking and learning access. Clear? Easy? Just think about it. Write it down because I'm going to show of hands. Second band is bronze membership, innovator member. Innovator member is $1,500 per annum. $1,500 per annum. In addition to what the individual membership get, it is a startup and innovator tier. Membership in 1 task working group. ADHN sessions and newsletter visibility. The third band is silver, which is $5,000 per annum. So for $5,000 per annum, you become a mid-level partner. You become a member in 2 task working groups. Remember, there are like several working groups. You will also get a speaking opportunity, not only in AHDS, but also the other areas. You will have access to roundtables, and your entity will be part and parcel of the co-branding. Then we have gold membership, which is institutional membership, that is $10,000 per annum. You will be an exclusive leadership tier. You'll be invited to top-level policy meetings, all closed-door meetings. You will be the chair of the task working groups and lead those task working groups. You will also be given preferential speaking roles, and you will have first choice of co-branding visibility, so that as a gold member, you will know who the gold members are. Then we'll have platinum member, which is the top tier, which is $50,000. Recognition as a founding member. You will also get a seat on the board because you're putting your money where you're. So they will also give direction to this board. You will influence the REG framework at Africa CDC level. Remember, Africa CDC has a permanent seat on the board. And exclusive access to members, portals, and co-branded programs. So 50, 10, 5, 1,500, 240. Is that okay? Make sense? Who's saying 240? I'll do $240,000. Anybody? $240. Who's thinking of, I don't want you to commit, who's thinking of bronze membership at $1,500? Just thinking of.
I think it's clear. Let's clarify, it's not just individual, it's also mostly organizations. Yeah, because individually it may be tricky. But yes, I wanted to clarify that. Thank you, Amit, and let's also wrap up. Yeah.
So think of that, think of your company as 5,000, 10,000, because your contribution matters for this ADHN to be successful. And I think that was really the membership plan I wanted to mention.
Just allow me to add, there's a professional level at $240, but we're proposing there still also be society membership that is free of charge, where anybody, even if you don't have the budget to pay $240 or whatever, you can still be part of ADHN, and we already have a great database, so we're not kicking out those who don't have an ability to pay, because ADHN is for everybody with a heart for digital health in Africa. So just want to clarify that.
Perfect. So let's give a big round of applause to the incubator team that has put this structure together. And next year, we look forward to your membership. Thank you. So Wilfred, are you coming on next?
Yeah, so as we wrap up, let's play the video to show the watch list. As I mentioned, we highlighted 20 startups out of this network. Please play that video as I finish, and that will be the end. So tech team, if you can.
Innovators are transforming the way we deliver, access, and experience health. They are the thinkers, builders, and disruptors, shaping the digital health systems of tomorrow. Introducing the Africa Digital Health Network Startup Watchlist 2025. These are Africa's 20 health tech disruptors to watch. Curated by the Africa Digital Health Networks and partners, this watch list recognizes the most promising ventures driving impact, scale, and equity across the continent. From digital diagnostics to data-driven care, these startups are redefining what's possible in African health innovation.
Hello everyone, Jean-Guy Daniel with Enopharm, a public health solution in Côte d'Ivoire, and UMED, which is a private telemedicine and home care solution in Côte d'Ivoire.
At KPN Radiology, we solve the shortage of radiologists by connecting hospitals to a panel of qualified radiologists.
Klafia is a digital health bank powering Africans' ability to finance and access healthcare all on one platform.
At Mytura, we build digital tools for healthcare providers.
Doto is Benin's first teleconsultation platform for primary care, reproductive, and maternal care.
We are HealthTech, and we are currently working on the National Health Information System of Senegal that will allow to each Senegalese to have their medical records available anytime, anywhere.
EdMedical is an AI-driven search, triage, and transport platform that connects urgent and emergency medical resources to users in need in 10 minutes or less. Resources being hospitals, ambulances, personnel, information, and credit. providing access to emergency care for Nigeria and other emerging economies.
We're a digital-first primary healthcare provider using technology to make quality care accessible, affordable, and continuous across the country.
Our platforms help government payers and health programs deliver trusted, personalized health messages and capture real-time feedback from the communities they serve.
At Thalia, we are in a mission of integrating mental health into the healthcare system.
We combine AI-powered telemedicine, mobile outreach, and community health hubs to deliver maternal, reproductive, and preventive care to people who need it the most.
UltraTip connects the manufacturers and importer direct to hospital.
Through MedConnect, users can consult specialists, receive electronic prescription, and have medicine delivered right to their homes using their phones and computer.
And we leverage technology to improve health outcomes for patients. We do this through providing electronic medical records, telemedicine, public health solutions, and healthcare financing.
We have already connected over 450 facilities and reached nearly 100,000 people.
Notre solution dématérialise le processus métier des centres nationaux de transfusion sanguine et utilise l'intelligence artificielle pour anticiper sur les pénuries de sang.
I'm excited to be here in Kigali as one of the top 20 startups in the ADHN wish list for 2025.
Together, they represent 10 African countries, 20 startups, and one vision: a healthier, digitally empowered Africa.
Can we give them another round of applause? A round of applause for Dr. Amit and the team. I think we can do better than that. I was watching the videos and I was feeling, I love being Rwandan, but I feel even more proud to be an African in a time as this. So today, as we are wrapping up the special 3 days, our closing ceremony, I want to ask you, and I see our tech people on their phones and everyone else who's not in tech but on their phone. I want you to look at me. Yes? I have a few questions to ask you. First question is, in the last few days, have you seen something or heard something and thought, this is the future of Africa in health digital care? Have you seen something, heard something? Show of hands. Okay, let's build on that. In these last 2 days, have you met an innovator, a visionary leader, even a partner, and you are going to walk away from this summit feeling, yes, it was worth it, it was worth the money, it was worth the travel, it was worth every meeting I attended? Show of hands. Partners, innovators, yes. And one last one. Like I was saying, after these 2 days, 3 days actually, yes? After these 3 days, have you felt that there is hope for Africa health care digitally? I want to see those who are living with hope for Africa, that we can do it. Now give yourselves a round of applause. Yes, this is our closing ceremony, and we're going to be receiving a few dignitaries to speak to us and to take us or to officially speak to us regarding the closing. I would like to invite Her Excellency Ambassador Belen Calvo Uyara, who is the Ambassador of the European Union to Rwanda, to come and give us her closing remarks. You're welcome.
So Deputy Director General of the African CDC, Dr. Rajit Ajuden, Jan Filbert, the Chief Digital Advisor of the African CDC, distinguished ministers, colleagues, innovators, guests, participants to the Africa HealthTech Summit, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It really is a great honor to be here together with you this afternoon in the closing of the 4th Africa HealthTech Summit here in Kigali. This is actually my 3rd Health Summit, and I continue to be inspired by what is building up in these events, in these gatherings here in Kigali. I'm sorry I was not able to be here with you at the opening. I was busy in the Global Gateway Summit in Brussels, but I'm even happier to be here at the closing where we can see the Global Gateway in action. So over the past 3 days, we've seen powerful conversations, bold ideas, inspiring innovation, homegrown health tech solutions, under the unifying theme, Connected Care, Scaling Innovation Towards Universal Health Coverage. At the start of the summit, the ambition was clear: to explore how intelligent and connected technologies, artificial intelligence, cloud platforms, drones, digital data systems can close the gaps in health access, strengthen primary care, and ensure that no one is left behind. But over these days, we've not only discussed that future, we've seen the future in action through live demonstrations, partnerships, and real examples from across the continent. Yes, coming from the entrance to here, we can witness so many of those examples in actions. So let me thank, first of all, the government of Rwanda, Minister Nsanzimana, Africa CDC, Smart Africa, the organizers, all partners for making the summit possible. Your vision has brought together an extraordinary community of innovators that are here today: health professionals, public institutions, investors, business, researchers. This is exactly the kind of partnership we need to drive lasting change. And the European Union, we see digital health as an important part of how we work together with our global partners, especially in Africa. Under the Global Gateway Strategy and EU Global Health Policy, we're investing in infrastructure, in connectivity, in health systems that can use data and technology to serve the people better. Through Team Europe initiatives, we join forces and investment in support to health innovation, digital solution, and strong institutions across the continent. And this is designed to build foundations that will last. We do this as partners, working hand in hand with African leadership and expertise, and driving the process and your creativity. Indeed, the European Union, African Union Health Partnerships includes a digital health work stream, which brings together the European and African stakeholders to build resilient digital health ecosystems across the continent. Together, we are developing common approaches on health data, digital regulation, and innovation, because we all recognize that the strong, connected health systems are key to resilience and to sovereignty. In this context, I'm pleased to say that only yesterday at the World Health Summit, the European Union and WHO, we announced a new agreement to support the digital transformation of health systems and wider adoption of the WHO Global Digital Health Certification Network in Africa. And this will help us collectively to improve pandemic preparedness and accelerate the progress towards better health and well-being for all. Rwanda is showcasing a remarkable leadership in this journey. In January 2025, the African CDC designated the Rwanda Biomedical Center as a regional center of excellence for National Public Health Institute. And this comes in recognition of the journey of innovation, the commitment to use technology wisely, and its readiness to share with all. And there are programs and the Team Europe support. We are contributing to this partnership with a Tribe Hub project, which will help the Rwanda Biomedical Center to strengthen its work in research, disease surveillance, workforce development, and using the digital tools for data management, early warning, and coordination. But why does this matter also here is because it will connect countries and experts through digital platforms, allowing this information to be shared, to compare data, and to learn from one another in real time on the digital health tech journey. So Rwanda is well placed for this journey. I'm sure that you've been in the past 3 days, also had the opportunity to visit the National Health Intelligence Center the work that is being done in health information systems to drive policy making based on data. This was also crucial in addressing the outbreak of Marburg, the COVID, the mpox, and this is why we think this will be crucial. Under the Tribe Hub, these strengths will be expanded. We'll create models on how technology and data can make public health faster, smarter, and more connected. So as we close the summit, let us commit to turn these ideas into concrete action. Technology alone is not the answer, but in an ecosystem where we combine it with the skilled people, the strong institutions, good governance, we can transform how health systems deliver and serve the people. To all participants, governments, innovators, funders, civil society, business, let us keep on working together. And let us make sure that the digital systems can talk to each other, the good ideas are scaled up, and technology serves the people who need it most. From the EU side, and on behalf of the Team Europe, here present very strongly with our German colleagues, we stand ready to continue partnering with Rwanda, the African Union, the African CDC in co-design and co-investing, supporting long-term collaboration for connected, people-centered care. So when Africa leads its own health transformation and when Europe and Africa work together in true partnership, we believe we can drive this resilient health system, improve service delivery, and enhance the well-being across the continent. So from here, I wish you a good closing, a healthier, digitally empowered Africa. Murakoze cyane.
Can we give her another round of applause? Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your inspiring and insightful remarks and for the European Union's steadfast partnership in advancing digital health innovation across Africa. I want to see how many of you have been moving around the exhibition hall. Have you seen bikes? Have we seen bikes? Have we found out what the bikes are for? I know bikes are for cycling, but yeah. And without taking more time, I would like to invite Carlos Sierrena, who is the Director of Strategy and Partnerships at REACH, to come and give us a small presentation of what the bikes are all about under the Be Healthy, Be Mobile initiative, an initiative by the World Health Organization and the International Telecommunications Union. Carlos, you're welcome.
Thanks so much. Hello, everyone. How are we doing? Been sitting quite a lot, I can imagine. And yes, well mentioned, there's been some artifacts, some yoga balls, some bikes, and you might be wondering why I kudos to the ones that stay there and the ones that pass with the croissant and the nice coffee. But the idea really came a few months ago when a lot of us in this room were in Abuja, in Niger. By the way, I'm apparently Nigerian by virtue of being Mexican. So to all of our Nigerians out there, well done on the win yesterday on football. Welcome. So, you know, we were preparing for the public health conference there by Dr. Francis, AHB, Dr. Amit, great conversations. And, you know, just an early morning, I was passing by and I saw this gentleman, I don't know if you know him. Beyond standing in the crowds in front of people, he loves to work out. And you know, I think Phil and I share one thing. We are short, but we are explosive. So, you know, we took some time and we were thinking, imagine, Phil, if for AHTS, we get people to move. I mean, we all know, and there were various panels that discuss the burden of NCDs, right? It's overtaken, not only in those who are not being diagnosed, the cost of NCDs and the death toll that are now getting to us. So more seriously, we thought about, you know, what can we do? And WHO, ITU have been leading the way on harnessing digital technology to support NCDs through digital technology. And so around 10 years ago, they developed Be Healthy, Be Mobile. really focusing on communicating with citizens through SMS. And to date, they have reached over 30 million people in 17 countries. Now, as an organization that supports digital technology, Reach Digital Health has supported COVID-19 outbreak, a few years ago. And we also reach around 14.5 million users, 21 languages, over 200 countries and territories, with key information on WhatsApp, Facebook, Viber. So how can we combine these two powerful channels and start communicating around Be Healthy, Be Mobile, NCDs? It's the new silent pandemic that it's out there. So around, you have seen people engaging, people getting their diagnosis around weight, height, so we really wanted to make sure that people are aware of this. And as we move to, the next phase, I would like to invite now Coach Prince, because I think you've all been sitting down. And as we get to the closer, it's time to move a little bit, to be healthy and be mobile. So Coach Prince, can you please come here? He's going to guide us on a few exercises. I mean, some of you have already seen and been moving and been mobile, but now he's going to take us through some exercises. I'll be here to demonstrate how to do some of them, if I can.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Coach Prince, and I work with the Zone Fitness. And I would love to request each and everyone who can to stand up, if you can. Be healthy, be mobile. Let's stand up. And we are going to start with the stretches, where I want everyone to tiptoe. As you tiptoe, lift your torso. And then we're going to lower our shoulders up. Let's go. Let's go forward. Now back to our feet. We're going to twist our fingers, raise our hands up, and pull your shoulders up. So from this one, I need each and everyone with your left hand to hold your waist. And we're going to bend to the left side. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We change with the right one. To the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we can twist our fingers again, and we go forward as we're pushing back our hips. From that one, now we start to match to our press. Match. Now you're matching. I want to see those who are matching. Remember, we're completing the steps challenge. Let's go. Add-on. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to include our hands, okay? We'll start with the right side, okay? Right side. 3, 2, 1. Go. 1. Let's go. Right. 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 Left. Right. Left. Right. Left. Up. What? Up. 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 Now with your hands, close your fists. We are going to punch. Thank you very much. And I hope you can all sit down. It's nice. Be healthy, be mobile, be Zone Fitness.
Thank you, everyone. I hear some cracking bones there, but all good. Mine were cracking as well. Except Dr. Leke. Dr. Leke is very fit, so he was good. He was good. Now I would like to welcome Steve. He's going to do, there was a challenge out there. Let's quickly go through it. And he's going to present some of the winners. Steve, go ahead.
Very cool. Thank you very much, everyone. And thank you for being healthy, being mobile. My name is Agweno Steven. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Lifestyle Health, which is a health and wellness platform that helps individuals improve their health across physical, mental, and nutritional health, and rewards you every time you improve your health. So as part of this summit, we've been thinking together with all of the partners, how do we bring health and wellness into the summit? And this has been, we did that through the Be Healthy, Be Mobile Walking Challenge, but as well we had a couple of partners on site who did all of your screenings and diagnostics, including Zone Fitness, Imanzi Counseling Center, NutriSante, and Good Life Clinics. So without further ado, I'd like to go into the next step, which is really announcing the people who are working here the most. So we had a very strong competition. We had quite a number of you come to our booth on Monday, sign up, register, download the Lifestyle Health mobile application, and engage in the STEPS challenge. And the person who is leading had strong competition. He was leading in day 1, day 2 was kicked off, day 3 someone else came, and he came back again on top. So this guy has walked over 52,000 steps in the past 3 days. So let me give you the context of what that is. 52,000 steps is about 42 kilometers, which is also an equivalent of running a full marathon. So a round of applause for this guy. We are about to invite him onto the stage. But before we do that, and before we invite him to stage, I'd first like to invite Hanifa to come join me on stage as well. Hanifa was a person responsible for all the bikes in the room to just share a few words, and then she'll hand me the mic, and then I'll invite the guy who ran a full marathon while most of us were sitting in our seats during these 3 conference. So, Hanifa.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, everyone, for being here with us. My name is Hanifa, and I am the director of Zone Fitness. We are a proud Rwanda fitness brand, and we own 2 gym locations here in Rwanda. At Zone Fitness, we're more than just a gym. We're a community helping Rwandans live stronger and healthier lives. And we're also proud to be here with Lifestyle app for the Be Healthy, Be Mobile challenge, encouraging everyone to take small daily steps towards a better health. So before we finish, if you received a free day pass from us, I do encourage you to meet my colleague Keza. She's somewhere in the back, and she'll get you signed up for that. So thank you all for being here and for choosing to be healthy and to invest in your health and everyone. And yes, let's build a bigger, good Rwanda, healthy Rwanda.
All right, so right now I need us to, again, be healthy, be mobile, and whilst we'll not stand, a round of applause to the guy who walked a whole marathon, and give it up. A round of applause to Ishimwe Omeri. Ishimwe Omeri, if you're in the room, please come to the stage. Devine, come to the stage as well with the gift voucher. Mr. Ishimwe, where are you? Where are you? Oh, this guy did a lot of steps. A round of applause for Mr. Ishimwe as he comes to receive. And then, thank you very much. Carlos, come. So, Mr. Ishimwe is receiving a full 1 month, fully paid, fully sponsored Zone Fitness subscription, courtesy of Zone Fitness and Lifestyle Health, who are continuing to encourage individuals like you to engage in healthy behavior. So if you missed out on this reward today, we have more challenges on the Lifestyle Health mobile application, so be sure to download and join us in there. Photographers, I see they raise your hand, so we'll pause for this. Okay, a round of applause as we pause that, it's not as weird. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ishimwe. Thank you very much as well. And back to you now, Carlos.
That's it for us. I will again hand back the mic. And thank you so much. Remember, be healthy, be mobile. There's a scan QR code as you make your way out. If you want to get involved, please scan it. Get in touch with us. Would love to hear about you. This is a global movement. South Africa is already there. Rwanda is already there. Kenya wants to be there. Who else wants to be there? Niger? I heard Niger. Let's do it. Scan the QR code. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Carlos. Can we give them another round of applause for warming us up and getting us to think of gym memberships? I know every beginning of the year, everyone signs to join a gym, don't we? How many actually end December by actually going to the gym all the 12 months? I see a few hands. Thank you for challenging the rest of us who don't do it. Hopefully we will start joining the gym, and thank you, Zone Fitness. And to take us through the reflections of this year's summit and give us the AHTS 2025 declaration, please welcome Mr. Jean-Philbert Nsengimana, who is the Chief Digital Advisor at the Africa CDC. He will also announce the date for the next big summit. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. A round of applause for our MC. And I also want to take a moment to thank Carlos for the Be Healthy, Be Mobile. Everything that you've seen right here, we had a first discussion in July in Abuja when we met at the Primary Care Forum, organized by our brother, Dr. Francis, and we said, what are we doing? So in a short 2 months, we put all this thing together, and I have something more in store just in a few minutes. So before I don't think I have any words to close. Honestly, I'm so humbled, and I want to thank everyone here from the bottom of my heart on behalf of the co-hosts of this summit, for having given us the honor of being with us today. So I'd like to do two things here. I'd like to unveil what's in store, and I want to invite a few people on the stage after that. And technical team, if you have the video that summarizes, it's so hard to summarize the amount of passion, energy, engagement, excitement that has filled all these rooms. I presented the statistics on the first day that were 2,500 participants. By evening, we had 3,100. I said that there were 80 countries represented in the room. By the evening, we had 85 countries because there was a flight that was canceled in Amsterdam that contributed to increase the number of countries when the new flight landed in Kigali. So there is, in this, at this summit, we had more than 1,300 organizations. And those are people who come from email addresses that are not Gmail and Yahoo. That's how we know that this is an organization, that this is not a repeat. So unique organizations participating in AHTS. So that's really tremendous. It's been a fantastic story of growth that you all participated in. So I want to invite you to continue this journey. We've said it several times. We've come together. We've been able to stay together. And ADHN that you just saw here is the mechanism, the platform that is going to be even legally binding to some of us to stay together. So we are there. So we are now going to keep working together, performing together, doing things together, delivering results, such as the young people you've just seen here, coming from 10 countries, representing the best of our innovators that we owe the support that we can give so that they can be at the forefront of transforming our health and improving our health on the continent. So many areas we will impact together. So, when are we meeting again? Who's excited that we are meeting again? Next year, AHTS is going to turn 5. It will be 5 years old. You know, in Africa, under 5 mortality is... there is... It's not something we take for granted because we could not be here today. But we survived. We are turning 5 next year. A big cake will be here. Fireworks are going to be cracked. So don't miss the party. So play the video and let's see the dates we are convening again next year.
Welcome to Africa HealthTech 2025. We are here to discuss about health and technology and how we can scale innovation across our continent to bring the innovation that we need to achieve universal healthcare.
This annual gathering is more than a conference. It is a platform for shaping the continent's path towards universal health coverage. Let us ensure that technology serves humanity. Let us leave this summit determined to turn innovative ideas into scalable realities. And let us make universal health care a lived reality for every African citizen, including all Rwandans.
We don't have to go by the old traditional African wisdom that to go fast, you need to go alone, or to go far, you have to go together. We can go fast and far together by joining hands, and most importantly, by using technology as we've been guided by our leaders.
Pilots don't save lives. Systems do. The question before us is not whether African innovators can build world-class health technology, because they already are doing that. The question is how we as governments, partners, funders, and delivery make these solutions a part of the everyday fabric of public health.
With technology, we can make our health better. Let's do it from speeches and commitments. Let's go into actions, bring solutions. So for young people, we are committed. You have our support. And to our innovators, partners, thank you so much for what you do.
Together, we can make connected care not just the theme of this summit, but the defining reality of Africa's journey towards universal health coverage.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, please, ladies and gentlemen, let's save the date for next year. We are going to convene again and continue this excitement from September 30th to October 2nd here in Kigali. Niger, are we together? Kenya, are we together? Rwanda, are we together? America, are we together? I saw one person from Australia. Are we together? All right. So we meet again, and we owe all of this to all of you and your respective organizations. So I'd like to take really humbly a moment to recognize amidst us the leaders that have allowed all of this to be possible. So I will call up your name, and then you will join us on the stage. We have the Honorable Minister for Honorable State Minister for Health and Social Services, Nigeria, Honorable Dr. Isiaq. Please join me. And a round of applause for sticking together with us, Honorable Minister. Thank you so much. Thank you. And our greetings to our brothers and sisters from Niger. We have the Honorable Minister, Dr. Aristide Nyansimbe from Togo. Honorable Minister, Minister Counselor in the Office of the President in charge of Digital Health in Togo. Thank you so much. I'd like to extend a warm thanks to our co-host, the government of Rwanda, Africa CDC here represented by Dr. Alino. J'ai vu Jacques Mukwende. Africa CDC staff who are here, please join on behalf of the co-hosts. Please join us on the stage. As you join, please try to observe a straight line because it's going to be a big picture, a straight line. I see some people removing the badges. It's okay, you can remove. Your Excellency Ambassador, for being a champion since day one. You've spoken when we were a side event in this room. Now we are the full house. Thank you, Your Excellency. And you represent also the promise of Africa-Europe collaboration, which we had a very successful roundtable this morning. So I want also to recognize the members of ADHN board. I would like to call upon you, all of you at once, because it's many people, but Francis, Dr. Amit, Idris, Stephen, please join us. A round of applause. These are the guys who have taken the responsibility to make us stick together as we move in this journey. So thank you so much for your service, the pro bono service, I have to note. And with them, the team Vilgro AHB that have done this incubation. I see you. Please come join us here on the front. Now, I want to take this moment now to recognize our partners. Oh, two more people.
When I say ambassador, everyone who's an ambassador in the room, a minister that I may have missed. Ambassador Brian, head of WHO office in Rwanda, please join us. I'm doing this visually. As you can see, I have no paper, I have no cheat sheet. There is nothing, I have no teleprompter. So please, if I forget your name, forgive me. But Dr. Ahmed, you started this. You stood on the podium when HTS was launched in 2022. I think you deserve this round of applause, and thanks for sticking around. He's the CEO of Village Reach, another movement that is impacting communities on the continent. So thank you so much. Now, I will start with our title partner, the MasterCard Foundation. If there is anyone, I saw Teshome, anyone from MasterCard Foundation, Emanuela, anyone from the MasterCard Foundation. MasterCard Foundation has been with us from the beginning. They really believed in us. They thought, and rightly so, that this platform was going to empower young people, help create jobs on the continent, and you've seen that. So MasterCard, be recognized whether in the room or not. I want to go to GIZ. They always say that the most important person in a movement is not the first one, it's the second one, the one who believes in the crazy vision of the first one. So GIZ was the first follower. They followed in the footsteps of the MasterCard Foundation. And I saw Deborah here. If you can join us, if you are still in the room. But GIZ, thank you so much for everything you are doing. Anyone from Gates Foundation? I saw the team from Abbott. Abbott is coming for the first time, but they came big, and they came with intent and intention. And we know that it's just not for an event, because this continent will not be changed by events. It is what we are going to do together, everything that articulated so well in the different sessions in which you participated in and you sponsored. So Team Abbott, please join us here on the stage. No, there will be other people on the stage. Believe me. This is the plan. So, Abbott, thank you so much. We hope to stick together. We came together, but we want to stick together and perform and do things together in the future. The Global Fund, is there anyone? There was a whole team from Geneva from the Global Fund. So thank you so much. HealthTech, I saw Joanne. I saw other colleagues from Jipaigo, from Vilgro. Emmanuel, you here? Please join us. Thank you so much. This is a big partnership that is bringing young people, that is doing all this, Innovators Hall of Fame. We want to work with you, amplify the transformation and the revolution that HealthTech is sweeping this continent with. UNICEF, DCCC, let me not jump. DCCC, Yaron, are you here? Anyone Sanofi? Anyone DCCC member? All right, so the Digital Connected Coalition has been a partner of HTS since last year. The partnership has grown this year, and we hope that it will keep growing in the future. UNICEF, Sean, there was a huge team from UNICEF, from New York, from Geneva, from Nairobi, and from Kigali. So UNICEF, let's put our hands together for UNICEF. UNICEF has been with us from 2022. So they have been such an enduring partner. Now, before I move to all the other partners, I want to recognize the team that has really worked tirelessly behind the scene, day and night, to put together the food that we have on the table, the food that we have eaten, the water we've drunk, the music we've danced, the content we've enjoyed, the contacts and the connections. So Dala, also a co-host. Please, Team Dala, if you are here, I know you are busy everywhere, but whoever from Dala is here, please join us on the stage. I see Diana there, rallying the team. If you can come with a dance, make an entrance, Dala team. Please join us and let's put our hands together. Dala, Pravish, please join us on the stage. Try to go on both sides of the stage and in the middle of the stage as well. This team has really done a tremendous amount of work. Dr. Thierry, stand here. You represent the government of Rwanda. You cannot go far. Dr. Thierry considers himself as part of the kitchen, but because he was in the trench, but Dr. Thierry has been our focal point from the Ministry of Health, and we worked, slept, dined, and breakfasted together throughout the sleepless nights. So, Dr. Thierry, on behalf of the co-organizers, please convey our thanks and greetings to the Honorable Minister, the Minister of State, other members of the government of Rwanda for having honored us and made AHTS what it has become over the years. So, another round of applause for this team in nice t-shirts. All right, I'd like to request the representatives of the partner organizations that are here. Gavi, I can't read all of them. Like I can see. If your logo is here, please don't be shy. If the logo of your organization is here, come up now or never. Come up. I see them. They are not coming up. Dr. Mary, why are you sitting there? HB is here. Come. Don't be shy. Right? Evelyn, why are you sitting there? Oh my gosh, I didn't know you are shy. So, exactly. So, don't miss this historic occasion. So, please join us. Gavi, United Nations Rwanda, UNDP World Health Organization, FAO, UNAIDS, UNFPA, Sun Technologies, Steel Foundation, Clinton Foundation, Zensis, Tech Africa, Next Billion, Roche, IQVIA, BCG, Transform Health, Farm Access, Better Than Cash Alliance, Google, CEDAR, Lashma, Medtronic Labs, Athanation, High Design, Kenya Airways, Ethiopian, Innovare, William Davidson Institute, ADHN, Vital Wave, Global Health Connector, where are you? Madiro, ABC Health, Rich, Umubye, PSI, Global Health, IRCADS, Africa, Solina, SFH, A Better World, Africa Hub for Innovation and Development, Zipline, Global, QWK Coders, Innovative, VAS, Voltas, Telemus Health, eFish, Dr. AI, ETID, Dala Africa, Rwanda Events, where are you? All right, join us. All those who are wearing a white badge, you are our VIP members. Our VIP members, we introduced VIP and gold membership this year to provide a specialized and focused and individualized service to our VIP members. So anyone with a white badge, please join us. You are VIP. There is only one VIP in the room. Other VIPs are doing, there is another VIP in the room. All right, they are making money. All the VIPs are coming. VIPs, please join us. And next year, please bring more VIPs because these people have paid. Yes, these people have paid the VIP ticket at $799. And we don't take that as just a way of accessing those benefits. We also take that as a contribution. For us, it's like, take this and keep doing what you're doing. So thank you so much. Now, in our midst, we have representatives of member states. There was a pre-summit workshop that took place over the weekend. The member state representative agreed to share their time with us and kill their weekend. By the way, I forgot to say the Honorable Minister Isaac interrupted his holidays. He was in the UK. He said, no. I have to be in Kigali. So thank you so much again, Honorable Minister. By member state. So if you are here representing your member state head of digital health agencies from the 40 countries that were here, please join us on the stage. So you saw the picture that was there before. Maybe you can go back to the opening slide. There was a picture. The opening slide, the very first slide that we found here when we came into this room. The ADHN session slide, the ADHN session slide. If you can find it, I'll give you some time to find it. You will find a picture. There was a picture which is everybody who was in this room. I don't know whether we can repeat that, but can I invite the gold members in our midst, those people with an orange badge. You are part of this story. I know you've done much more than wearing gold. You are here because you are program partners. You are here because you are gold partners. Please, if you wear that badge, join us. And thank you for the work that you've done behind the scene. Thank you for your generosity of your time, intellectual generosity, financial generosity. Please join us. Try to extend and stretch. This is the picture. You can turn the head and see. This is who we were last year at this moment. I'm still wearing the same vest, the same suit, the same trousers, and the same shirt. I'm not into fashion. I don't change so much. This was us last year. So let's try to see what this picture this year will look like. But next year, I think we are changing venue because we're at capacity. All right, so the gold members. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I see some people still wearing the orange. They want us to say by name. I insist. Please join us. All right, so who's the main photographer? How many people can you see? I will now invite the rest of us. Please, we can even squat here. You can jump there behind, find a place. I don't know how to arrange this. But for the last 1 minute of this session, I want everybody who can find their way on the stage. Please, join us. Join us. Young people, where are you? I see a lot of young people there. You want to miss in the history? You may be the only person in your country that is here, and you'll be the face of your country in this photo, in this assembly. So, squat here, squat in front of your minister. Maybe that's the only chance you have. Squat in front of me. Touch the trouser of an ambassador. Maybe that's how you become ambassador. Touch a unicorn CEO. Touch a billionaire. There are billionaires in these ranks. I want to invite this side, which seems to be very, very quiet and very timid. I see a gentleman. Come up. Come up. Join us. Join us. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Who is the main photographer? Not AI. Okay, in the middle, please, go behind. Go behind. You are blocking the view. You are blocking the view. You are blocking the view. The photographers are far behind. Exactly. All right, look at that man, and let's say ADHN. ADHN. One more, ADHN. AHTS. Vive AHTS. Africa CDC. Government of Rwanda. Smart Africa. Dala. Thank you. Thank you so much, and see you next year.
Yeah, good comeback.
I think we can exit immediately.
The emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here.